Ladies and gentlemen, I just got off a 7.5 hour early morning debrief with my number one source who gave me the latest intel regarding the 2023 Ohio State football recruiting class. And guys, we've got about 5 guys currently on commit watch for the month of July. It's going to be insane. But first things first, last night we received unbelievable news when Kayin Lee publicly announced his commitment to Ohio State. The 4-star cornerback is the 145th best player in the nation currently. When you take a look at his rankings comparison, On3 Recruiting Services has him as a top 10 cornerback and a top 10 player in the state of Georgia. Top 5 player in the state of Georgia. The number 76 overall player. 247 Sports has him at 226. Rivals and ESPN both inside the top 100. But guys, 247 Sports is doing a major midsummer rankings update in the coming weeks, and we expect Kion Lee to shoot up the rankings, possibly turning into a composite top 100 player. This has been one of Ohio State's biggest targets. This was a major Georgia target. This kid was actually committed to Georgia earlier in the process, ended up decommitting, and now he is a Buckeye. This is great news for Ohio State. He visited this past weekend, completely locked everything up, and Kion Lee, another really good cornerback. Ohio State continues to build such a great nucleus in terms of their overall cornerbacks position. And guys, moving on, another major update, this time on Jason Moore, the superstar defensive lineman, top 60 player in the nation, number 1 overall player in the state of Maryland. I just received a text message from my number one source who said, and I quote, "He's in." Jason Moore, we expect, will be announcing his commitment to Ohio State in the month of July. He is officially on commitment watch. Tackett Curtis, the star linebacker, is on commitment watch. We know Jermaine Matthews will be committing July 1st. John Walker, the big one-tech defensive tackle, is also on commitment watch. And guys, we know the superstar Caleb Downs, he's a Buckeye. He will be announcing in July. This is all breaking intel right now. There's major things to watch for Ohio State in the month of July. We've also got the defensive tackle Darren Reed announcing a 4th of July bombshell commitment. We expect it will be to Ohio State over LSU. Great news there. It's going to be a major July for Ohio State. But guys, we have a major update on Kelvin Simpson-Hunt. And I don't know if you guys were following yesterday. I have the absolute latest intel, and I'm not even sure how to talk about this. I guess I'll just say what happened. So guys, yesterday, Kelvin Simpson-Hunt was willing and ready to flip his commitment from Texas Tech to Ohio State. But guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is breaking intel. No one else is going to tell you this. Kelvin Simpson-Hunt was kidnapped by the Texas Tech coaching staff. And my number one source right now has a SWAT team on the scene, on the campus of Texas Tech, trying to rescue Kelvin Simpson-Hunt. Hashtag pray for CSH. Get it trending, guys. Pray for CSH. Kelvin Simpson-Hunt right now being kidnapped by the Texas Tech coaching staff. This is a developing situation we're going to continue to follow. But guys, Texas Tech is desperate. They've had a nice little class. He's the best player in their class. He's a major riser. When he committed to Texas Tech, he didn't have all these other offers. He wanted to flip to Ohio State. He visited Ohio State 2 weeks ago. He visited Texas Tech this week. And on Monday, yesterday, he had made it known to the Texas Tech coaching staff he was flipping his commitment. The superstar cornerback, we were all so excited. But guys, Texas Tech has kidnapped him. My number one source is on the scene right now with a SWAT team trying to rescue Kelvin Simpson-Hunt. A major developing story. We expect Kelvin to eventually announce his flip to the Ohio State University in a few days. But guys, That is a major situation, so we've got major intel. But right now, the things you should know, Kayin Lee. First and foremost, Kayin Lee, really solid cornerback from the state of Georgia. I know some fans are like, well, he's not top 100. Guys, he's probably going to end up being top 100 if 247 updates, and they're going to probably move him up. I mean, there's no way he should be outside of the top 200. So when 247 does their midsummer update, they'll at least move him up a little bit. But this is a kid that was committed to Georgia. He is a really solid player. And the other major intel, Jason Moore, coming off his big visit, is in. He's an Ohio State, did an unbelievable job. They beat out Notre Dame. They utilize having the final official visit because Jason Moore is a recruit. He was at Michigan. He was at Notre Dame. Then he was at Michigan, and Ohio State got his final official visit this past weekend. Jason Moore is in. Caleb Downs is in. Tackett Curtis is in. This is huge. Also, Jermaine Matthews, obviously July 1st. Darren Reed, July 4th. That's the way the commitments are going to go with those two. And then Tackett Curtis probably sometime in the middle of July. Caleb Downs probably towards the end of July. Also, John Walker. There are major defensive players that will be committing to Ohio State in the month of July. Ohio State yesterday after the Lee commitment did overtake Notre Dame, and they do have the #1 overall class. That'll probably change because Notre Dame's about to go on a commitment run, but Ohio State will 100% take back the #1 overall spot with this major run of commitments in the middle of July. And there are several guys that are ready to announce the first one. Also, guys, major update on Austin Novosad. We expect Austin Novosad, the current Baylor commit, to flip his commitment to Ohio State. I said last week I wanted to get confirmation. I've gotten confirmation. Austin Novosad will be flipping from Baylor to Ohio State. He's competing at the Elite 11, but this is more intel we're getting. He will be the Ohio State quarterback in the class of 2023, and he will be announcing within the coming days. We expect Austin Novosad. He's probably going to finish as a top 200 guy. He wants to come play under Ryan Day and compete in an absolutely stacked, loaded QB room. Worst case scenario, you learn under Ryan Day and then you transfer in 2 years and you play immediately. The transfer portal really helps Ohio State with recruitments like this because kids can transfer, learn under Ryan Day, and then if you get beat out by Dylan Raiola, you can just hit up the transfer portal and use what you learned under Ryan Day when you go to your new school, kind of like Joe Burrow did at LSU. So Ohio State helped out by the transfer portal. It becomes a more, option for some of these kids. But July is the month of defense, major defensive commitments. The biggest ones are going to be Caleb Downs, John Walker, and Jason Moore. Those guys are going to be Buckeyes in the month of July. I've got to thank my #1 source. He's been all over it. And guys, get it trending. Hashtag pray for CSH Calvin Simpson-Hunt. This is ridiculous. I don't know what Texas Tech is doing. It's not going to work. And Calvin Simpson-Hunt will be rescued by my #1 source, and he will be a Buckeye in due time. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.